why did I create this training? So these 5 steps that I've put together really came about through my own experiences, which I'll share with you just briefly before we get started on the 5 steps. So I had a successful career in the corporate world. I went straight into work from school and climbed the way up the corporate ladder, and I had great success as a business analyst. Also getting involved in project management and other areas as well within the companies that I worked for. I was very ambitious and I did achieve great success, but I got to a point in my mid-20s where I felt like something was missing, and I realised that I'd put all of my focus and energy into my career and I hadn't actually spent much time developing who I was as a person. And at the age of 30, after leaving an 11-year relationship that I was in, which wasn't a particularly healthy one, I decided that I was going to pursue a lifelong dream, which was to go and live in Spain. I don't know why it had always been my dream, but it had. And I'd put it on hold for 14 years because I put other people before myself. And so I got to 30 and I realised that if I didn't do this, I'd regret it for the rest of my life. And so I moved to another country by myself. I didn't know anyone, I didn't speak the language. What I was able to do was I was able to take my experience and change industry. I went from the financial sector into online gaming because that was the only industry that had business analyst roles where I was moving to. And I was able to get myself another job with a pay rise, a relocation package that paid for me to move. It paid for my first 3 months rent as well. And that was 5 years ago now. And that really was the start of a massive journey for me. And I went through, as cliche as it sounds, a whole journey of self-discovery. And that was really when I started studying and learning so much more about the mind, our thoughts, our feelings, how we behave. And I really started to ignite a new passion in myself. And so I started retraining. I started working with my own coach, and for several years I was growing my online business while still working in my full-time corporate role. And last year I left the corporate world and went full-time with my business. And during that time, I've done so much work around mindset and had to do the work on myself as well to be able to overcome the blockers that I had to make these massive changes in my own life. And that's why I now am obsessed with helping other women to navigate their own journeys. And I share this story with you, not to brag, but to give hope that you can make whatever change it is that you want in your life, no matter how big it is, no matter how impossible it might seem, you absolutely can do it. So the 5 steps that I've put together are the key areas that I have implemented time and again in my life to achieve what I have, and also what I've now been coaching the women that I work with as well, and they've been getting the same massive results. So without further ado, let's get started on step 1.